I know I've said on this podcast before, and I'll just say it again here, because I know that Simon hates the future and is going to articulate an against the future point. But I really do fundamentally believe, this might be one of my core fundamental philosophical beliefs, that human beings literally cannot survive without an orientation towards the future. I think the moment that you cannot see a future is the moment that you cannot survive anymore. It's like suffocating or starving. You just cannot go on anymore. Not physically can't go on, obviously, but psychologically, spiritually, if you believe in spirits, you cannot go on anymore without an orientation towards the avenir, the to come. We always have to have a kind of openness about not only the undecidability of the future, but a hospitality towards that future and the undecidability of it.
Human beings can't live without a future, right? It's important to have something to look forward to. You know, I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. Tomorrow night I'm going to meet my wife at Donahue's, which is a nice sort of bar. I'm looking forward to that. That future, that's fine. What I oppose is the kind of ideological idea of the future and the way in which that's drummed into us as a way of producing amnesia, which is what it does. My point is really very simple. It's just that we have to concentrate on the potentiality of the past and think about how the past impacts on the present. That's how the future is going to be understood. You know, I watched this terrible film last night called Nuremberg. It really is disappointing. It's a totally sort of ideological Hollywood Holocaust film. But it ends with this quotation from R.G. Collingwood. You know, R.G. Collingwood's History of Philosophy is one of the things that I read when I was a student back in the day. The line is, the only clue to what man can do is what man has done. That's what I mean. The only way of having any sense of what might be possible is through the cultivation of a historical sensibility. So the most radical thing we can do, I think, is to cultivate a deep sense of our historicity as a way of battering the ideology of the future. These people that are always talking about what's going to happen 5, 10, 15 years in the future. It's never 1,000 years in the future. It's 1 or 2 research grants away. And then we will have solved the problem of how the brain works. We'll have cured cancer. You know, there's a very good writer called Melanie Mitchell at the Santa Fe Institute, and she goes into some of the promises that tech companies have made over the last 30, 40 years. By the year 2006, you know, there'll be casinos on the moon, or there'll be driverless cars, you know, coast to coast, things like that. And we're sold that short to medium term sense of the future as a way of cultivating an amnesia, which I think that's what's disempowering. And I think what philosophy is about using the past in order to batter the present and to inform and enrich the present. That's the way I see it.